Hello everyone, we're here at the AXINO Mining Capital Forum 2026 in Stuttgart. Today with me is Ivan Bebek from Coppernico Metals, the CEO. Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you as well.
All right, Ivan, we have a strong long-term demand for copper, obviously, driven by electrification, AI and infrastructure. At the same time, new large discoveries are very rare. How do you see the current market and why is this a good time for your company?
Okay, great question. Something I'm very familiar with at Coppernico. So you just said two very important things. Long-term demand, strong demand, supply issues in the short term, lack of major discoveries. Copper is not a cyclical event, it's a structural event. So urbanization, growing population, this is the time in history when the planet goes from the non-digital world to digital currencies, AI, electric vehicles. This is a new paradigm for the copper market. For us, we're at the start of the biggest bull market in copper history, which is going to be created because of the lack of discoveries, the lack of quality copper that can come online as demand is exploding to the upside. If you look at the investment curves or the speed of technology and how fast technology performs, you have to apply that same speed to the amount of metal that's going to be needed to support that. And that's something that I think everybody has missed. So it is the best time in our lifetimes to be at the transition stage which we are now to going into this electric planet. The other factor, which is the number one use, is construction for copper. Pipes, wires, everything. And if you look at the world, predominantly was built in the 1940s, 50s, 60s, 70s. All of New York, the major cities were built then. A lot of that infrastructure has to be redone. A lot of that's expiring. A lot of homes are being rebuilt. A lot of new homes are being built for the first time. So this is kind of the flexion point of the perfect storm between urbanization, construction, electrification, and no major mines being found to the same capacity before. Interesting statistic on major mines, there used to be 10 a year, found on average for about 30 years. And since 2016, it's averaged about 1.2 copper mines a year.
That's less.
That's less. So now the other factor is the grade is dropping. So I worked with a gentleman that was the head of exploration for BHP for 5 years, Keenan Jennings, very smart guy. And head of exploration for BHP, which is the largest copper producer and one of the largest in the world. I asked him, I said, what is the copper profile? What does the copper world look like to him? And he said, it's quality copper. It's quality copper that we have an issue with. And the big mines that have it are halfway gone. Very few are being found. So copper grades are dropping. Copper supply is going to be pinched really aggressively. Right. And we're assuming right now that none of these mines shut down or have issues. And we've already seen strikes, some of the mines. We've seen issues with some of the mines. So any kind of disruption has made copper a much more volatile commodity to the upside than it has been before.
Wow, thank you for the explanation. Your Sombrero project is located at a major copper belt and is often compared to a large deposit like Las Bambas. Can you explain why you believe this project has true Tier 1 potential and what makes it stand out from other exploration projects?
Great question. So Las Bambas is on a very famous mining belt called the Andahuaylas-Yari mining belt. Everybody explored and there's about 12 mines that were found, half of them which are operating, including Las Bambas, on the eastern side of the belt. The western side of the belt where Sombrero is was covered by a volcano, meaning a layer of volcanic ash covered it, and the rocks were not exposed, so people didn't look here previously. That's where the opportunity exists. Mother Nature did her thing, erosion occurred, and we're seeing outcropping copper, tens of meters of 1% copper on surface, 100 plus meters of 0.5% on surface, and things we have not drilled yet, we're going to drill soon. And this started to give us the grade that's really impressive. So the grade is the first thing that stands out. Secondly, the scale. We have traced the size of the skarn deposits that host Las Bambas, and we've traced 3 out of our 12 targets. They match the same scale and size as Las Bambas, and then we've also aged data the rocks, and we've compared the geology, which is the exact same type of rocks and formation that made Las Bambas. So we're using logic. We have all the important comparable factors. Obviously, we need to do a lot of drilling to confirm that, but that's the excitement, because Las Bambas was sold for $5.8 billion metal value back in 2014 when copper was $3.25 a pound. Obviously, copper is at $6 a pound now, so we've got some pretty ambitious goals here.
Nice, okay. You've started drilling, as you already mentioned, expanding your permits and secured strong partners and financing, which is obviously a most important part. What are the key milestones investors should watch now and within the next upcoming months that could create value and move the project forward?
Great question. So we have a drill permit right now. We drilled 20 holes. We finished first quarter of last year, and we learned a lot. We drilled for knowledge. We were drilling for discovery, but we got a lot of knowledge. We confirmed the presence of a major scarring system, which is what we're looking for. But we stopped drilling to wait until our next drill program so we could learn the key vectors and what studies can we do to increase the potential accuracy of the discovery that we're going after.
Got you.
And the biggest difference there was we added a gravity survey. Gravity determines rock density. So where the rock's more dense is a better chance to find the copper and gold that we're looking for. And that's given us a very large, about 8 kilometers or 7 kilometers in targets to go test here, some with a lot of copper and gold on the surface. Right now we're waiting for an expanded permit. This permit will allow us to drill from 181 drill pads, as many holes as we want to drill, and multiple drill rigs. So we expect this permit in the next 45 days. That will put us in a position to go and start this drill program. And we're going to drill 65 holes across 7 major targets that range between 1 to 3 kilometers long in the next 18 months. So this is the most transformational drill program this project will see after 10 years of learning, getting the social axis on the side, and finding some tremendous outcropping copper and some other big targets that are yet to be drilled.
Wow, that's exciting. One last question. What's your opinion about the AXINO Mining Forum here in Stuttgart?
Oh, this is an amazing forum. It's my first time.
Okay.
It's overwhelming when you walk in because you have Van Eck, ETF funds, so you have Morgan Stanley. You have this conference is like a PDAC of Europe. Obviously, it's not 40,000 people, but the quality of the AXINO Forum is second to none. It's like a better quality PDAC starting in Europe. And happy to be here, and I can't wait to come back next year.
Thank you so much for your time, Ivan.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.